This video is for folks who are thinking about buying their first home, whether you already live in Omaha, if that lease is starting to get near expiring, and for folks who are relocating to Omaha from a different place in the United States. This video is perfect for you to figure out exactly what the process looks like, as well as different neighborhoods that you should maybe consider exploring. My name is Morgan Putnam, and I am a local realtor. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for stopping by the Omaha Insider YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to my channel, as well as download my free neighborhood guide. This is a perfect thing if you're thinking about buying a house and you want to make sure you're making a good investment. Download that guide. It's on heymorganputnam.com, and it will help you navigate and try to figure out what the perfect location is for you in the Omaha Metro. The first question I want to address is Omaha a good place to buy a house? The short answer is yes, absolutely. Omaha tends to outpace other cities in affordability across the board, but also with home ownership. It is still possible to buy a house between $200,000 and $350,000 and have it be fully livable from the beginning. Yes, it might not be your ideal house. It might not be your dream house or your forever house, but that first house isn't really about fulfilling your dream house. It's about starting to build up equity in your house. That means the amount that you own it will grow year over year as you continue to pay on your mortgage, and it will appreciate. So you get twofold ways of growing your equity. And Omaha is pretty well insulated from a lot of the national ups and downs of the housing market, because it's not really a second home market, meaning there aren't really people that have like a vacation house here like you might see in Arizona or Florida. Places like that tend to be very volatile in their home values, and it's very dependent on the bigger economy and the housing market in general, where Omaha tends to be pretty insulated. There are a variety of housing options in Omaha, which also appeals to a lot of first-time home buyers. You can buy a townhome or a condo if you're looking for that transition from an apartment, as well as smaller single-family homes that have more affordability. Next up, I want to list just a few neighborhoods that tend to be a little bit more on the affordable side in Omaha, and I have specific videos for a lot of these neighborhoods that you can check out and see which might be the best fit for your lifestyle. The first neighborhood I want to talk about is Benson. This tends to be pretty affordable. You'll easily see homes somewhere between $225,000 up to about $300,000, and they're really cute and charming and older homes. And it's right next to Benson, which is like a downtown strip that has amazing restaurants. This is a great place to buy your first home, especially if you're working in Midtown or downtown, because it's really easy to get downtown from here. Next neighborhood I want to discuss is Florence. So this is on the north side of North Omaha, and it is full of incredibly charming homes. This is going to feel more residential and more like a quiet neighborhood than what you might find in Benson, just because it is on the northern side of the city, so it is just more secluded. Great place to find an affordable home. There's still lots of homes between $275,000 in Florence, and they are so charming. If you're somebody who's a first-time home buyer who's looking for a pretty residential feel and more suburban feel, then Millard would be a great place to explore. There are some really nice, expensive, high-end neighborhoods in Millard, but there's also quite a few neighborhoods that will be priced somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000 to $350,000. A lot of my first-time home buyers that I work with in Omaha tend to be gravitated towards Millard, especially if you're more open to a little bit more of a suburban feel. You're going to have all of the different suburban offerings, like different strip malls and some shopping and things like that, but it's going to take you a little bit longer to get Midtown or downtown in Omaha. If you are maybe moving from a small town, or you like a more small town feel, then Old Towne Bellevue, which is just south of downtown, is probably like a 12 to 15-minute drive to downtown. You can get very affordable, super cute houses in Old Towne Bellevue. You can find homes like $175,000 up to $250,000, and it'll be completely livable and really cute. And so that's just definitely a different area that tends to be overlooked in the Omaha Metro. That's a great place for first-time home buyers. There are two different ways you can start off your home buying journey. One is by talking to a local realtor to really figure out what your timeline is and what the best plan of action is. And you can also talk to a local lender. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to talk to a local lender, just because you want somebody who is local when you are buying a house. So if anything arises as an issue, you just want to be able to call them and know that you're going to be able to get in touch with them. And in a competitive market, it's hard to stand out if you're using a national lender. So I'd always encourage you to work with a local lender. And getting pre-approved is essential in Omaha. You really can't buy a house without a pre-approval in Omaha. And so you need to talk with the lender and figure out which financing option you're going to go with, whether it's a first-time homebuyer loan, a veteran's loan, or a conventional loan. And you do not have to have 20% down for any of those. Something that first-time homebuyers really need to consider is property taxes in Omaha. So oftentimes when you're putting less than 20% down on a home purchase, you have to have your loan be escrowed. So that means your third party is handling your monthly payment of your principal, interest, property taxes, and insurance. So those are the four things that are rolled up into your monthly payment. And property taxes can really change how much your monthly payment is, because the escrow company will divide it into 12 months and then divvy out the 2 payments twice a year that you need sent to the city for your property taxes. Closing costs are usually around 2 to 4% of the purchase price of your house. So it's good to save money for your down payment and then also for your closing costs. The cost of the home inspection is usually around $500, and that is not handled at closing. That's done at the time of the inspection. So you have to know that you're going to need to pay that $500 up front. Something to think about if you're considering buying your first house is that it's important to get a plan in place earlier rather than later. I've had folks reach out whose lease is like expiring the next month, and it's best if we can try to have a couple of months to look at houses. So reaching out to somebody, minimum a month ahead or 2 to 3 months ahead of time, even longer, just to make sure everybody's on the same page and we can get that pre-approval done to make sure that we're looking at homes in your price point and make sure there's no issues on your credit report or anything that needs to be taken care of ahead of time that might come as a surprise. I hope this gives you just a little bit of information about being a first-time homebuyer in Omaha. If you are curious about what the home buying process looks like for you, I am happy to help. Please reach out on my website, heymorganputnam.com, or you can text me or call me at 402-720-9886 or email me at morgan@heymorganputnam.com.